PGA European Tour is brought to you by Volvo.
We're all set for a Celtic crunch high in the Swiss Alps. Two Scotsmen battling for European Masters glory below the snowline in the famous Crans Montana region. Venue for 1985 World Skiing Championships. The Crans-sur-Cher course, 6,000 feet up in the Alps, 6,092 metres, R71, but one of the easiest courses the players play all season. Yesterday, Colin Montgomery fired 10 birdies to shoot 61, the best round of his competitive career. It was awesome golf. 10 birdies, not one drop shot. Previous best score, a 63. 65 he shot twice in major championships in America. So that was a personal record. Monty made up 7 shots on Sam Torrance, who himself shot 68. But Sam's 6-shot halfway lead had been whittled down to just 1. So we had a 2-Scot race, a shootout in the long shadows of Sunday afternoon. Montgomery's target to return to the top of the order of merit. Torrance looking for a slot in the Volvo Masters. Only 2 other players under par in terms of double figures. And Paul Curry playing in the final 3-ball. Play delayed this morning by 2 hours because of frozen greens. And Mark Robson bringing you this action from this spectacular setting. In a few months' time, this whole area will be covered in snow, including the golf course. But at the moment, the conditions here absolutely perfect. Wish I could say the same about the television pictures. We've had a few problems today here in Switzerland. And they may not be reaching you in perfect condition. This is Paul Curry playing with Torrance and Montgomery. And Paul Curry is also playing exceptional golf. He shot a 65 yesterday and is not taking anything like a backward step today. He's held his game together tremendously well and is just 4 shots now behind Colin Montgomery. And I'll bring you right up to date on what happened on the front 9 today in just a few moments. Severiano Ballesteros, the plaque there, he played a magnificent shot to the 18th green here in 1993 over the top of the swimming pool, you might remember. Well, he's in better shape today on the 18th and playing good golf again, Sevi. 11 under par for the tournament. And looking for a top 5 finish. Began the day at 5 under par. So you can see he's putting a very good round together. Gary Orr on his own overnight at 9 under par. Holding on to 5th place. The Scotsman dominating this European Masters leaderboard. Well, the day began, as I was saying, with Sam Torrance leading by 1 shot. Colin Montgomery birdied the first, and that tied things up. And this is one of the birdie holes they can look forward to later on. 14 and 15 back-to-back par 5s, and this one reachable in 2 shots. Monty went for the green with a 2nd shot, 4-iron yesterday, but a gust of wind caught it, held it up short, and that really brought to an end his tremendous birdie run. At that point he was looking good for a 59, and in the end parred this hole. Ended up with a 61. This hole giving up plenty of birdies. And we'll bring you right up to date with the leaders after a short break. At the moment, Colin Montgomery leads this tournament in the final round. Share the final round of the Canon European Masters, and that's a graphic of one of the many birdie holes on this course. Colin Montgomery had 25 birdies, would you believe, in the first 3 rounds. Now Lee Westwood, 4th in the order of merit. Great season he's had, won the Scandinavian Masters. And again, he's played very consistently this week. Yeah, we're just catching the edge of the bunker. The pin in a fairly enticing position today on this green. Now, Torrance and Montgomery and Paul Curry in the final group. The story of the front nine. Well, a couple of times that's happened today, that his hand has slipped on the club. Sweaty palms, sign of tension. Story of the front nine, the 7th was a big hole. Colin Montgomery eagled that. Sam Torrance dumped his second shot into the bunker and dropped the shot. Montgomery birdied the first two. Torrance birdied 6, so Montgomery was out in 3 under. Sam Torrance out in level par. And that put Montgomery 2 shots clear. Montgomery then birdied 13 and 14. Torrance birdied 12 and eagled 14. That's in a reasonable shape down the left-hand side. So the sum of that, Torrance 20 under par. And nobody else really challenging these two players. Montgomery holding a 1-shot lead. With 4 holes to go. They really are set up for a thrilling climax. Well, just hanging on. Fine tee shot. Another 2 or 3 yards to the left, and it would have been a totally different story, but the thing is that Montgomery has found the fairway. This was in 1993 after hitting his second shot over the swimming pool. He did that. Didn't win the tournament. Barry Lane did, but it was a memorable moment. And this is him today at the same hole. Not quite the same circumstances, but he's had a very good tournament, Seve. Hasn't had a top 10 finish since he won the Spanish Open last year. Beautiful stroke. Right into the heart of the hole. And a 66 from Severiano Ballesteros. He's played very well at the weekend. 71, 68, 68, 66. Are we seeing the return to form of the great Spaniard? Signs are good. Weather's been fabulous here this week. The European Tour affected by poor weather off and on this season. 10 tournaments affected by sometimes dreadful conditions. Here's Darren Clark. Now, Darren's putting has been very poor for quite a while. And it's testimony to his long game, the fact that he's still able to score very well, even though the putter is ice cold. So there we are, confirmation of Montgomery's lead by 1 shot over Torrance. Paul Curry hanging on very well indeed. And Peter Mitchell's had another excellent tournament, and there's Seve going to finish probably in the top 4 or 5. Back soon. The climax of the Canon European Masters. Appropriate sponsor, I think. It's the most photogenic venue on the European Tour schedule. David Higgins, the Irishman. Father Liam, one of the longest hitters of a golf ball you'll find anywhere in the world. And David looking set to hold on to his tour card this year, which is a good performance.
Yeah.
Reaching the critical stage of this final round. This 15th hole could be important, par 5. Paul Broadhurst. Quite difficult to judge a putt through dappled shade like that. Broadhurst, who opened up with a 64 on Thursday. Didn't putt with total confidence yesterday. Gary Orr. For the birdie. Good pace. Now Lee Westwood. Tremendously consistent season in the top 10 on no fewer than 7 occasions, and still only 23. And the well hold. Again, I have to apologise for the pictures. Fine leaving us here in Switzerland, but I'm told not so good when they get as far as you. Higgins stays 7 under par, goes to 7 under par. Good temperament for the game. Sam Torrance flying the Scottish flag today, but flag of somebody else is in the way. Now wants to draw this just slightly. He can certainly get up on 2. And it looks like a good flight.
All right, just a touch.
It's maybe too far left, yes, just about. It was a great effort. And he'll be pin high near enough. Luckily the pin not as close to the bunker as it was in the first 2 days.
Nailed.
Sam's French fluent. Well, the choice of words dubious. Paul Curry, clean contact. That would have been a difficult spot yesterday because the pin was right behind that front bunker. But good shape today.
Quiet, please.
Alistair, a caddy, calling for quiet. Monty left a second shot short yesterday, blaming a gust of wind. Oh, well, he's got a good break there. That's a big break for Montgomery. Could so easily have hopped into the bunker. And that leaves him with an eagle putt. 1 shot clear. Torrance in the bunker. Could be a turning point. Very much as the 7th was in the front 9, which Montgomery eagled. Torrance began the day 1 shot clear. And now it's Montgomery who's ahead. Paul Curry looking set to finish 3rd, which would be his second 3rd place finish of the season. Andrew Oldcorn, good golf from him, the man who could easily have won the Irish Open at Druids Glen. And Stephen Field may have done enough today to hang on to his tour card. This is Mark Robson at Crans-sur-Cher in Switzerland. Final round of the Canon European Masters. Montgomery and Torrance fighting it out for the first prize of £127,000. Big money in the minor placings too. This is Gary Orr. At the 16th, much maligned 16th, the hole that Severiano Ballesteros changed from a par 4 to an easy par 4 to a long and tough par 3. Another excellent iron shot from Lee Westwood. Potential major winner in the future if he keeps on improving like this. And now Broadhurst at the 18th. Sevy's already in on 11 under. And that is a bit like Sam Torrance's tee shot yesterday. Unless that hits a lonely goat herd on the head, it'll be in the trees, I'm afraid. Do you shout 4 in the Alps or do you yodel? Must check that point of etiquette before I play here. Paul Curry. In the last 36 holes, no one apart from Montgomery and Severiano Ballesteros has played better. Not his best, but still a birdie putt. The former Jersey Open champion. Now Torrance. Up and down for a birdie. Well, it could so easily have gone in, but it's instead left him with a tricky putt for birdie. Fathers of Sam and Colin have had significance this week. Paternal advice from Bob for Sam on Monday at Wentworth. They spent 5 hours in the practice ground. Paternal concern for Monty. But good news, his father James should be getting out of hospital pretty soon after triple bypass heart surgery. Juicy prize fund this week. 85,000 for second place, and 1 and 2. Those places will be filled, no doubt, by Montgomery and Torrance, but in what order? Curry to putt first. Peter Mitchell and Sevy in on 11 under. Broadhurst not looking too good in the trees down 18. But Curry, unless something disastrous happens, will finish no worse than third. Only a par at this eminently reachable par 5. But Curry simply has to play sensible, safe golf to secure a big check. Colin Montgomery will overtake Ian Woosnam, I'm sure, at the top of the order of merit, and stay firmly on target for a 4th consecutive order of merit to equal the record of Peter Oosterhuis. Ian Woosnam missing this event this week. Climax, of course, is at the Volvo Masters at Valderrama. Now Monty. Torrance bravely eagled 14 to Montgomery's birdie. And that was never online, but it's a 4. Three birdies in a row now for Monty. 22 under. Up ahead, Orr and Westwood. Now this is a big putt for Sam Torrance. If this doesn't drop, he's 2 shots behind, just 3 to go. Oh, he knew it was in. A foot short. What a finish we're going to have here. Montgomery then 1 shot ahead with just 3 holes to go. Paul Curry in 3rd. Yes, welcome back to Crans-sur-Cher. Just a few holes remaining in the European Masters. Lee Westwood at 16 for a 2. He certainly gave it every chance. Paul Broadhurst was in the trees, couldn't move the ball that far. This is costing him a lot of money. As the Americans say, with every shot he's spending cash. Broke slightly right to left, but well holed. Another great tournament for Westwood. Could have won the Czech Open to follow a Scandinavian Masters and a couple of double bogeys laid on. Now this 16th, very difficult par 3. There's a lot of birdie holes on this course. This ain't one of them. Take a 3 and move on. That would keep most of the pros happy this week. From one side of the tee, it's almost a dog leg. Big tree in the centre of the fairway. Used to be a par 4, but Seve moved the tee. Seve bogeyed the hole on Thursday and didn't get a lot of sympathy from the rest of the field. As you can see from the average, it's played pretty tough. Torrance, by virtue of that eagle at 14, first up. Looked like a very good swing. Is the club right though? Oh, it's a great shot from Torrance. Oh, it's magnificent. Absolutely superb. Pressure switches to Montgomery. It's become match play. Something both players know a good deal about through Ryder Cup experiences, and Monty in particular, the World Match Play too. and an excellent reply. Going for his third win of the season, Montgomery. A droite, yes, it certainly is. And that's it's a long way right. Westwood and Higgins playing together today. So still one shot separating the two Scottish golfing giants. Paul Curry is going to finish third, I would imagine. Peter Mitchell, but look at that, Severiano Ballesteros, fantastic to see him back, playing well. 11 under par, and Paul Broadhurst, sadly double bogey at 18 to drop back to 9 under par. Padraig Harrington, the Spanish Open champion, another good tournament for him. Chasing Raymond Russell for the Rookie of the Year award, has made up some ground in this tournament. Robert Coles hanging on to his tournament card. Good performance from him. The climax coming your way on Eurosport very shortly, with Sam Torrance and Colin Montgomery both with birdie putts on the 16th green. It's tight. Mark Robson here at Crans-sur-Cher. Stunning scenery of the Crans-Montana region. The Valais Alps, Mont Blanc, not too far away, France, and the Matterhorn you can see on a clear day, and we've been able to see it this week because the weather's been incredible. Again, apologies about the pictures. Fine leaving here, but not getting to you in terribly good shape, I'm being told. A chance to see again the demise of Paul Broadhurst at the final hole. As I said to you, he double bogeyed. Now, Paul Curry. At the par 3 hole and playing an excellent bunker shot. The pressure, though, really is off Paul Curry now. He knows he's going to finish in third spot unless he strings together a couple of horrors. That's 17 and 18. Very good score yesterday. 65 he had. Only Colin Montgomery had a better score, the 61. Paul Broadhurst taps in for a thoroughly disheartening finish. 6 at 18 and a round of 70. 64 he began with. Meanwhile, in the thick of the action, Colin Montgomery. And if this goes in, the pressure on Torrance to hole will be immense. Oh, it's right on line. Oh, what a putt! What a putt! What a moment to hole it. Well, nice, Sam. He knew exactly how crucial that putt was psychologically. .23 under. Alistair totaling the percentages. If Monty wins the first prize, I think he gets about 7%. It started to break A two-shot lead for Montgomery. It's incredible because Torrance has played well. He had a six-shot lead at halfway, and now he's two shots behind. And it's not as if he's played poor golf by any means. He's played well, very solidly. I don't think he can quite believe the assault of Montgomery's. Again, apologies for the quality of the pictures reaching you. Paul Curry, oh, he's played so well, really has, and he's holed out well and tee to green. He's been immaculate. Jarmo Sandelin in the welding goggles, shooting 63. Great score, no dropped shots, and what a way to finish a tournament. 4 straight birdies, back in 30. And a handsome check for the Swede. Gary Orr is a birdie opportunity at 17. Began the day 9 under. Looks good. Oh, fine putt from Gary Orr. Superb tournament for him too. Best placed finish this season was 7th at Wentworth in the Volvo PGA. Looking to go better than that this week. Pushing Mitchell, who had a 64 today, Peter Mitchell. Mitchell and Ballesteros into 5th place. Now Westwood hit a dreadful tee shot. Well right. And drops a shot. But another highly productive week for the young Englishman. Sam Torrance has hit a good tee shot down 17. And he must birdie this now. In match play terms, Montgomery's Dormy. 2 shots ahead. Needs to grip. That's happened a lot this week at the 17th. Whether it's firmer, ball just not seeming to check as much in the second bounce as the players might expect. Quite a lot of the players here at 17 have taken a linksy approach, playing little pitch and runs in here. But only from the right side. Too far left and the bunker gets in the way. But the pin is placed in a handy spot. It's not tucked away. So unlikely now that Torrance will birdie this hole. He'll have to hold a long putt, so just removed an ounce or two of the pressure from Montgomery's shoulders. That's a good shot. Colin Montgomery led this tournament by 5 shots in 1992, and the final round Jamie Spence shot 60 and ended up winning the tournament.
Flick round, baby. Flick round.
And Paul Curry plays a good approach. Miguel Angel Jimenez finished in fine fashion at the British Masters at Collingtree. Has to settle for a par 4 here. But again, plenty of precious Ryder Cup points for the Spaniard. Seemed to go a long way in the air, that tee shot. Similar result to Broadhurst's. Broadhurst took 6, of course. Torrance is obviously thinking here, hole it. Thomas Bjorn, winner of the Challenge Tour last year, finishing 10 under. That's Lanner, good tournament for him. Lanner, who won the Epsom Grand Prix match play in 1987, you might remember. Nice, Sam. This has got to drop. Now, muted response from the crowd, and never had a chance, never running at the hole. Back at 18, Miguel Angel Jimenez rounds off a good tournament. The closing round of 69. Paul Curry hit a huge tee shot at 17. Back to the main protagonists. Torrance basically stone dead. And if this goes in, it'll wrap up the tournament. In all probability. Oh, he's done it. Wow, what a putt. Well, the Americans unfairly in the past have called Montgomery Mrs. Doubtfire. I think they got the wrong film, because this week he's been more like the phenomenon. Certainly on Saturday and Sunday. was 8 shots behind Torrance after 36 holes. And now he's 3 ahead. Paul Curry sold out so well. Well, I suppose when Montgomery hold that putt, Torrance had mentally given the tournament to him. And it's certainly all over now. 4-shot cushion, 1 hole to play. Nice position to be in for Colin Montgomery. In this exceptionally beautiful alpine setting of Cron-sur-Cher. Closing stages after this. Isn't that fabulous? Final hole of the final round of the Canon European Masters at Cron-sur-Cher. Of course, celebrating its 50th anniversary as host to the European Masters and the Swiss Open. Montgomery, Torrance and Curry on the final tee. Up ahead, Gary Orr, who did his tee shot quite well left. And now has sand to deal with. Four-shot lead for Colin Montgomery. Taking no risks at all. An iron for safety, and why not?
Win, Martin.
Good closing tee shot from the 35-year-old. And now Torrance. 20 under, but not the winner. Hit a flat, hooky tee shot here yesterday. And that's in good shape this time. To avoid a little clutch of divots. Next week, Colin Montgomery defends his Longcombe Trophy title, which he won last year by 1 shot from guess who? Sam Torrance. Montgomery chipped in to win on that occasion. Sam must be getting sick of the sight of Monty in situations like that. You remember Montgomery beat him to the Volvo ranking win last season, the Order of Merit win on the final hole of the final tournament at Valderrama. And in the German Open as well, Montgomery pipped Torrance. Revenge of a sort coming in the Irish Open when Torrance won the playoff with Cage and Clark, and that time Montgomery was 1 shot away. High-tech scoreboard and showing you exactly how comfortable the cushion is now. David Higgins par at the last hole. Yeah. Again, he's missed a couple of short putts today, and his father these days not so good from short range, and it's a 73. He'll be disappointed with that. But great learning experience for David Higgins on tour this season, and all in all, he's done remarkably well. Of the 3 ball, Westwood has definitely played this hole the best. Again, apologies for the picture quality. Westwood just pushing it slightly. But that's another fine performance all round, although today a little bit scrappier, but he manages a smile. Another big check for Westwood. And Gary Orr has a 69 today. Shot dropped at the end, but he joins Severiano Ballesteros and Peter Mitchell on 11 under par. For 4th place. And checks for Mitchell, Ballesteros and Orr of £32,500. Not bad for a week's work. Paul Curry is going to pick up £48,000 for 3rd. Yeah, that's a good shot. Nice way to finish. Into the heart of this 72nd green. But in terms of the championship and this European Masters title, Curry, a bit player. We've seen some turnarounds this season. Greg Norman in the Masters. And a great shot from Torrance. But he could do no better than second. It's going to be Montgomery's title. He won his first tournament of the season in Dubai, and then in County Wicklow at the Irish Open. Montgomery then on the verge of recording his 12th European Tour success. Big crowds here today on the final day of the European Masters. The weather's been exceptionally good all week, and the Tour deserves that, really. Some of the weather this season has been abysmal. £127,000 for Montgomery is going to go right back to the top of the order of merit. Back for the finish in a moment. In the final round of the European Masters, Mark Robson across her share. It's Montgomery's tournament. He's 4 shots clear. Nothing can stop him now from picking up that check for £127,950. Began the week £68,000 behind Woosnam at the top of the order of merit. He'll finish at £60,000 clear of the absent Welshman. Good to see Sevy's name on the first page of that leaderboard. Assuming that Montgomery will hold that. This week he's had 31 birdies and an eagle. Good credit too to Paul Curry. A 35-year-old from Colchester. He's had a magnificent tournament. And that was for a second successive 65. So 65-66 finish for Paul Curry. Well played indeed. Now Sam Torrance. Led by 6 shots after 36. Now he's 4 shots behind. Amazing. And it's not as if he's played badly, because that'll be a 68. 68-68 with a 6-shot lead. And not to win must be pretty hard to stomach. The pain will be eased somewhat, though, by the second place check of £87,000. £85,000, beg your pardon. Colin Montgomery is the Canon European Masters champion, his 3rd win of the season. 61-63 finish, 18 under for the last 36 holes. Yeah, the family fortunes of Montgomery's on an upward curve. Daughter Olivia first onto the green. And she knows what success means to the old man, and maybe a couple of treats for Olivia as well. Well, that 18 under for 36, a record for 36 holes of the European Tour, and his total of 260 also beats the best ever total for this event. That was 261 by Jerry Anderson in 1984. This was a crucial hole earlier on today, the 7th, that 3-shot swing I was telling you about earlier on, when Torrance dumped his second shot into the bunker at this drivable par 4. And Monty did this. Big putt, a big moment in this final round. So we await the presentation around the final green here at Crans-sur-Cher, and confirmation of that final leaderboard. Colin Montgomery, 4-shot winner over Sam Torrance. Paul Curry in 3rd place. Peter Mitchell, another excellent tournament for him. And Severiano Ballesteros, 11 under par. Is he back? Well, he'll be feeling a lot more confident now. Andrew Olcorn, who so cruelly lost in the final hole of the Murphy's Irish Open when he took a double bogey 6. Another solid display from him. Paul Broadhurst double bogeying the last hole, sadly. Lee Westwood, another top 10 finish for him. Jarmo Sandelin, blistering final round of 63, moving him quickly up the leaderboard in the final 18 holes. Decent size check for David Higgins again. Manuel Pinero, over 40 now, but still playing pretty good golf. Australian, who plays quite a bit in Japan, Bradley Hughes, in the top 25. Domingo Hospital dropped significantly down the leaderboard today. He was lying 6th after 3 rounds, dropping 28 places in 18 holes. Retief Goosen, winner at Slealy Hall. Joachim Hagman, the Swede, in 40th place. Michael Campbell, who's really struggled this season. Still has problems, though, with injury. Eric Giraud, you saw at the bottom of that page, needed a good check to keep his tour card, but the pressure got to him in the end as he shot a final round of 78. Gordon Sherry made the cut. He's 206th in the money list, and was before that, and he needs some money in the final few tournaments of the season. Luckily, he's got a few invites, which gets him into some big money events to come. Manuel Pinero's brother, Juan Carlos, the younger brother, on 6 over. But 30 shots better off, Colin Montgomery.
And félicitations in French. I'm very happy.
Gaston Barros, the president of the club. And now Colin talks to Peter Oosterhuis.
Colin, it is a big trophy. Yeah. You were 8 shots behind Sam Torrance after 2 rounds, and what a weekend.
Yeah, that was as good as I'd get. You know, to be 18 under for the weekend, 10 under and 8 under was beyond my expectations. I was just trying to gain second. I almost resigned myself to finishing second when Sam shot 63 the second day, but my 10 birdies yesterday won it for me. If there was a round to win it in, the third round's the one to do it in, and that's what I did. Today was just a continuation of that, and Sam played marvellous. We've got to give credit to him. I mean, his eagle on 14 and his birdie on 15 kept the thing alive, and 1 shot in it with 3 to go. But then I birdied 16, and that was that, really, I feel, and I finally got him. But it was some battle, and reminiscent of last year.
So Colin Montgomery, the European Masters champion, the Longcombe Trophy at Saint-Nom-le-Bretèche is next up on Eurosport. That's next week for Mark Robson. Bye-bye.
The PGA European Tour was brought to you by Volvo.